I wish Bungie would just go back to making single-player games. I really do. Because they showed us that they can, and they also showed us that they can't really make live service games. I mean, they can make live service games like Destiny and then completely shit the bed with the next update and next expansions, and to the point of making the game's original story unplayable because they removed it from the game and it became completely lost media. So Marathon, a game that is not a beginning of the new franchise, rather like taking old school franchises that existed long before, and it was a Doom clone, maybe with some visual similarity to System Shock, and making this franchise into whatever the hell this is supposed to be. Live service extraction shooter. Game with graphics and colors and art direction that is going to make you question everything Bungie ever did. And yes, remember, this is the same universe, and it's not a reboot, and it's not a sequel, it's the same universe as this. Yeah, like, this is supposedly in the same world. Okay, so extraction shooter. Believe me, I wasn't biased towards this game, and I withheld my judgment and decided to give this game a fair shot. And no, I am not dunking on it or being biased because I loved Arc Raiders, although like with the recent stuff that is happening on Arc Raiders, with this cheaters not being banned situation, it's became like quite ridiculous at this point and it ruins the game. But Marathon, so is there anything extraordinary about this game? And when it comes to like the genre of the game, no. It looks like by the books FPS extraction shooter, and you spawn in the zone, run around, loot some crap, some medkits, some components, drives, weapons, attachments, and you encounter droids, and you have them being hostile towards you. You kill them with no problemo because they fall like flies. And one thing you can actually praise this game for is gunplay. It's really good, and it's something that I expect from Bungie, who is responsible for like Halo, and yeah, like I shit talk Destiny, but for a different reason. The gunplay in Destiny is also really good. So like Bungie peeps actually have a really good track record if it comes to the gunplay, feeling good in their video games. The weapons are responsive, all weapons have certain thump to them, and you feel the difference when you're using them. Like, they don't feel the same. You feel the difference you're using the different weapon, and please don't make me say the names of these weapons because they are pretty dumb and not memorable, and they visually are so meh that you genuinely don't recognize that these guns are different, but they, in fairness, are. And it's all the fault of art style and art direction that they chose for this game for some reason. So you have your assault rifles, sidearms, knife, and knife is really important in this game, believe me or not, because for some godforsaken reason, this game has some really strange beef with ammo being available on the map, in the zone. So when you are playing and you, for an example, are in the middle of the zone and like in other games, you collect ammo because there's plenty of ammo to find, and you still have to manage your resources, but most extraction shooters and stuff, they allow you to collect ammo. Arc Raiders, Tarkov, I wanted to say The Division, but at the same time, like, it's a different ball game. This game, no, Marathon doesn't let you collect ammo, or at least not really. Why? Because like, how much ammo I take from the vault, it's all I have. I found everything. I found plenty of like kits, plenty of med kits, plenty of drives, other useless garbage. I even found something that was called ammo pack, which is not ammo, it's just a name of a backpack that you attach and you have more spaces that you can use to loot stuff. So I have not found any ammo. In all of my runs that I did in the marathon, I didn't find a single bullet on the map so I could replenish my ammo in some way. And if you use, for an example, free kit, and you get the ammo to the weapon that is in the free kit, well, this is how much you get, and fuck you, because you're not going to find any. And I find it pretty ridiculous and kind of limiting. I would expect, like, even if I killed a droid on the map or something, like, give me ammo, but no, I didn't find a single one. So in the middle of the fight, for an example, when you're going to be fighting the droids or the players and you run out of, for an example, ammo, you may just take out the knife and charge them and try to kill them with the knife, or you just stand still and wait till they kill you, because, like, against droids, maybe you have some chances. In case you stumble upon the actual human enemy, you probably are better off to just let them kill you. Server Slam presented us like 2 maps out of like 5 playable that is going to be in a full game. Both maps look more or less the same, and it's not like the terrain is the same and setup and stuff. Technically they are different, but the art style of this game makes them completely not memorable at all. There's no like anything that you can actually like, no landmarks, no nothing, nothing recognizable. So other games, for an example, extraction shooters or even like hero shooters, for an example, they have maps that have different places. Best comparison is Arc Raiders, right? Because like it's the closest and like recently released. And every map in the Arc Raiders has some unique style, like the terrain, and it looks different, and you have some landmarks, for an example, that everyone knows, and you can actually apply the knowledge of the places that you are in and the places that are landmarks on these maps as to, for an example, create some type of strategy or communicate with your teammates or stuff. It's hard to do anything like this in Marathon, because everything just blends together into this one big blob and nothing is recognizable. And you just drop onto the map, always in the same spot for some reason. I always dropped in the same spot on any map, like always the same spot. And you just go in and complete any quests that you have gotten and loot stuff. You have 6 fractions in the game, and Server Slam gave us access to like 5. And you listen to the dialogue from the AI that is kind of governing this faction or something, and the AI is giving you quests, which all of the quests are kind of meaningless. There's no interesting lore or the story going on. They do try to have the story and lore, but at the same time it doesn't really, I mean, oh, for fuck's sake, would you stop putting these blue fucking windows on my screen? God, it's so annoying. They will spam you with these blue pop-ups constantly. Even when you dismiss it, it is just one after another. Like, they will spam you constantly. It's going to cover like 1/5 of your screen. And despite of me getting free loadout kit from the shop, I took 3, by the way, so I had even more free kits in my vault. The game genuinely just spits out this big blob. Hey, go to the store and pick up the free kit, even though the game itself already equipped me with the free kit that I have in my vault. It is so annoying. It's constantly, I'm dismissing it and it comes back. Just stop it. Interface in this game is really not nice to look at. Everything seems clunky and overcomplicated, and in this type of game, interface and everything else should be fast and simplistic, because as you browse your inventory, for an example, in the middle of the game, or you try to loot something, you do it fast, you have to move quick, and in this game, everything seems so sluggish and so slow. And we have we also have like shells, because this game doesn't really put you into your own body and send you into the zone. You are in the shell. So lower explanation is that your consciousness is getting like put into the shell of your choosing, and this shell is being used to send you into the zone. And it's not really a bad explanation, I guess, but at the same time, who asked? I mean, it's not really needed. None of the games needed it, but Marathon creators actually decided, oh yeah, it needs explanation for some reason. And all the shelves have different abilities, so yeah, it's kind of like a hero shooter type of thing. I mean, boss, I'm tired. I'm tired of hero shooters. So, yeah, you have like 6 shells, and the 7th one is pre-equipped, and you can only use it as solo runs. And throughout the game, I barely even used abilities of these shells, and outside of the like quests that required me to use the abilities, I genuinely didn't use them at all. And when you are in the game, you have this bloom effect that basically like is everywhere, and the way characters look, I mean, it's I had a problem like distinguishing if I'm shooting an actual NPC droid or am I shooting an actual human enemy. When you shoot at the enemy, you are close enough to them, you can see this red outline on their body, so like you know that this is enemy, not the droid, I assume. But otherwise, when you are like far away, you don't really see the difference. And sometimes droids also try to act like humans because over like they are going to, for an example, issue a line if you if you are looking for a crew or something, right? To bait you into maybe coming to them, and they will try to attack you. So kind of interesting stuff, but at the same time, like I want to know if I'm shooting at people or I'm shooting at NPCs, because like it's kind of pointless. Like this is also why I didn't like stuff like Battlefield adding like bots into the game, because I want to know if I'm shooting at actual players, not at bots, and this game is kind of the same. I mean, you do know that you are shooting at enemy or human enemy or NPC when you are going to shoot them and they are going to fall on their knees, because even if you play solo, this game is putting you on your knees and you can crawl. But until that moment, you kinda will have a hard time spotting if this is like a human or not, unless you are going to recognize the shell, for an example. And yeah, for an example, there is like a proximity chat in the game, and barely anyone uses it. In Arc Raiders, for an example, that is a great example. Everyone is using proximity chat, everyone, or push to talk, or whatever the hell you want to do. Everyone is using voice chat. People are communicating with each other. In this game, there is nothing of that. Like all of my playtime that I spent in this game, I had one person use proximity chat, and it wasn't even English. And yes, I was on an NA servers, and I was expecting people to talk to me in English, and this someone was screaming something in different language, I assume, or maybe he mumbled so badly that I didn't even understand what he was saying in the first place. Other than that, I was like playing one time in a fill the squad option, and we had this one guy who had his mic constantly open, and it was annoying as fuck and interrupts the game. And the other guy didn't say absolutely nothing. And when you spawn in squads, you spawn in the same spot. So you are not even spread out to stand like next to each other. No, you're basically squeezed together one after another, and it feels lazy as hell. So like, I don't know what the hell is going on with that. And yeah, from the good side, I can praise the music. The music is good in this game, in my opinion. The sound design is decent. For an example, you can hear that the sound design fits the genre. There was a moment when you can actually destroy the cover from the ventilation, and you can sneak to the building through the vents. And when you are in the vents, the sound is really loud, as it should be. You can easily deduce like where the enemy is as they are running. You can hear, okay, they are upstairs. Some games have problems with that. This game doesn't really have a problem with that. They did a good job with the sound design, okay? And the music is really good. However, And also some distorted images that you are shown like in the lore thingy cutscene or something. Those look pretty good. But also, I don't understand one thing. Why every single time I'm loading into the game, I have to look at bugs? Each time I load and search for the game, I have to look at bugs. And I mean, fine, this one actually looks kind of cute. However, really, there's plenty of people who do not like looking at bugs. And they will hate it because they don't like bugs. That's pretty easy. And this game just forces you to look at the same image of bugs every single time you're going to load into the game, which is kind of strange. So that was definitely a choice, and it's like every load screen. So yeah, what the fuck? And in-game, on the zone, you also have a hostile environment. So, for an example, you have blobs that like try to chase you. You have exploding plants, and they kind of issue this poison and stuff. And you can pick up, like, from the blob, I picked up like ripped human face. Huh. So none of the like there is some sprinkles of interesting gameplay in there outside of the gunplay being good, right? However, I don't think it's enough, and none of the shells look good. One looks even like a Roblox Temu Master Chief. I don't know what it's supposed to be. What the hell am I even looking at? I don't see people buying skins for these shells because of how they look. They are not visually appealing in any form. And what? Are we going to be paying $10 for blue for Temu Master Chief? I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And as for the optimization, it's fine. It's not great, but on 5070, I had some drops in performance, especially on the perimeter map, which is like always raining on this map. And I had frame drops to 50s on 5070. And I turned off DLSS and I turned it on. And I changed stuff, and I didn't feel any. It didn't really have any impact on my performance. DLSS, no DLSS, the game just works the same for me. I don't know if the DLSS is broken or if something is wrong with my PC. However, I didn't find really much difference changing it. And yes, I did reset the game when I was changing it. So like, I tried not resetting the game. I tried resetting the game. Sometimes the game is going to ask you if you want to save the settings. All the time it's going to completely flip back to the game, for an example, and it's not going to ask you, and you don't know if the settings are saved or not. It's just a complete mess in my opinion on the settings side. So as the game is going to release like 3 days after this test is going to conclude, there won't be much change to the game. And outside of like unlocking content, we have like 2 or 3 more maps and 1 more shell. I wanted to say operator, but shell, and maybe some skills, because there's also a skill tree, typical stuff where you kind of add points to the skill tree. So I don't think like anything is going to change, because it's like a genuinely just a test for the servers and how the game runs and to advertise the game. Personally, I have no interest in buying this game after the test. I was pretty open for trying it out, and I tried it out, and thanks for giving me an option to try it. But looking at this, I like, even when the gunplay feels good, I don't really want to look at this game because it looks straight up ugly. And hurts my eyes with all this neon-y, gloomy stuff. The graphics, it's just not visually pleasing. It hurts my eyes, and it's yet another live service game that is trying to take your money away. Because, oh yeah, we sell you the game, play our game, and then, oh, buy this skin. I'm kind of tired of this. Arc Raiders started well, and they kind of started fumbling it along the way. the game is still good. And yeah, if you were to choose Arc Raiders versus Marathon, I easily would say yes, still Arc Raiders, even though Bungie said we are going to ban every cheater permanently. That is a good stuff. But I will not play your game because you have a good values in terms of banning cheaters. Your game is just not appealing enough for me to play it. And it's just a straight by the books regular extraction shooter game that we have plenty of now, and other ones are better. So I think I'm good with Arc Raiders and other like great single player video games that are releasing right now and are going to release in a few months. So you can test it, you can buy it, but overall, my answer is no.